Ooh, I got a cat legitimately walking in on me. I got a cat walking in on me, you guys. There's a cat in the computer. There's a cat in the computer. How is everyone? There's a cat in the computer. Oh my goodness. There's a cat in the computer. He's rubbing up on the microphone, y'all. Rubbing up on the microphone. He's knocking things down. Oh, and now we got two cats coming in here. One thing that I was looking at earlier today was I checked in on Josh Duggar, and his computer has finally been forfeited. So the computer that he used to download and receive the most horrific content out on the internet is now property of the US government, who has plans to get rid of the computer. So nobody filed a claim against Josh's computer, you guys. Not one person filed a claim against it. So this now becomes final, and the computer is now owned by the US government. I don't micromanage. I don't care what other people do on their platforms. I don't tell people what to do on their platforms. You're dismissing my comment. Okay, but Chris, you asked me if I'm going to address their comments. First of all, I don't know what their comment was to address. I love you too. Oh, thank you. T-shirt. It's so cute. As far as what I know is, I know that I had conversations with a lot of people, and I was done with the entirety of it by July 20th, or like I knew that this was going the wrong direction by July 13th. And I stopped trying to play on their side, not because I was on a side, but everyone was trying to protect people and get out a specific narrative. And that's not how a situation is supposed to be. If you're supposed to report on a situation, you're supposed to report all sides. And here we are, it's August 12th. Literally, by the way, nothing has been charged. No one's been charged in anything. We don't know anything about Vaughn at this point because there are no updates, because the only person that has any updates on Vaughn happens to be Andrea, and she's not speaking to anyone. As far as like all these creators like going live about me every day, the only reason I believe that they're doing this is because they don't want to talk about the actual situation for what it is. Or they're hiding their own problems, or they're trying to hide their own part of the story. I'm not here to argue with anyone or get into a fight. I think at the end of the day, if you guys are gonna get big clicks and views talking about me, and you're not gonna look at the wider situation, and you're not gonna evaluate the totality of the people that were involved. I mean, fired. Little bit suspect, fired. Competitor, and I don't like her, fired. Sock accounts, fired. Whether it's canceled or fired, valid. Paint a narrative and frame a situation. Money is money. I woke up this morning so pissed at paparazzi. I'm the one who made the post that Molly read on her live that morning, and I don't know if I already told you this, but I'm deep undercover, LOL, as I am kind of a high-ranking elite paparazzi consultant who, for obvious reasons, I cannot reveal myself yet. But as soon as I'm able to quit, I sure will come forward as myself. And then she says, but the fact that they have refused to do anything about her, I just can no longer stand behind this company. And I've been with them for almost 7 years. Her breaking point is that they won't fire Dre. I can't leave them because it's my sole source of income for 7 years now, and I need to replace it before I leave. I'm a single mom. I quit my nursing job because immediately I was making way more money than nursing. So she's waking up because paparazzi won't fire her. What they were doing was wrong. Courteous, polite, and always seek an amicable resolution to any disagreement or dispute. Positive, uplifting, and supportive. Is this the way to take her down? Oh, hold on. So I told her that CPS was getting so many calls, right? And I was like trying to explain to her that maybe people should back off from reporting her. So I contacted her and I said, like, listen, they've had like 7,000 calls. Maybe you all could back off of telling people to contact her in the groups. And this was her response. Her response is, well, wasn't that we're going to stop telling people to report. It was, well, they should have done something sooner. This was from, I think, July, I don't even know, 11th, telling her that they didn't need any more reports. But yeah, she left me several voice memos like that. I don't know if anyone recognizes her voice or not. So you have people that have it in for Dre, right? That are starting this movement and helping Von's mom, biological mom. Marissa has a raspy voice, and this woman does not have a raspy voice. I don't know. That's who someone told me. They thought her name was Monica. There's nothing in there that will be brand new. They've tried to cancel me over all of these claims for years. They all come in like droves. They're so cute. Where is that comment though? Okay, yes, I do have an update on Dre. I actually forgot to tell you guys this. Okay, so here's what's going on. She filed a motion for her custody case and she requested an extension of time. But here's the caveat, y'all. In court cases like that, in order for a motion to go before the judge, she actually can't just put it to the court. So she can't just file a motion to the court without serving it on the opposing party. So she has a duty in the court to serve her motion, so she has to serve him for the motion for the extension of time. She has not served the stepfather or the ex-husband for the motion to extend time. So at this point, the trial or the hearing date is still the same in October. I think it's October 6th. And they've been attempting to serve her, but have been unsuccessful. But she did file a motion, so that would be an acknowledgement to the court that she knows about the situation, even though they haven't been able to serve her. So it should be able to move forward regardless, and they've taken all the necessary steps to serve her multiple times. So at this point, it's unlikely, because if she were to serve him for that motion, then they would be able to serve her. So I don't know if she's going to want to do that. I don't want to cover any more influencers, to be honest. So she showed up the day of the hearing, but she filed the motion after it was over. But it had already been continued by the time she showed up. So she would have to serve them. So right now the court hearing is still set for October 6th. I don't know. She did show up though. She did show up to court because she filed that at the courthouse that day. It was handwritten motion. She didn't show up because she wasn't served. She showed up to the courthouse and filed a motion the day of the hearing. Process servers don't just follow people around. That's not how it works. So that's the details about the custody case. No, she eats mangoes too. Because they weren't there when she was at the courthouse, because the day had already been continued. So she wasn't served at the courthouse because the clerk can't serve her. Okay? The people that file it have to serve her, and they weren't there because the date had already been continued by the time she showed up. So she showed up, but the hearing by the time she showed up had already been continued. She came after the fact, after it was continued. That makes sense. Yeah, the clerk can't serve her. It's not a typical practice for process servers to follow people. You have to pay them a lot. They have hired she could hire a process server, but Dre doesn't have an attorney. She doesn't have an attorney. So she's probably not going to try to serve them because then she would get served herself. I don't want to cover any more influencers on Facebook at all. I have to go, you guys. I've got a child to put to bed. Good night.